Hello students, I Dr. Anuradha Karmarkar welcome you all again to my hospitality marketing management sessions. Today we are going to discuss consumer behavior. That's the next chapter. As you can see in the picture, we see different consumers probably carrying different set of goods and behaving differently. So first question which comes to anyone's or a marketer's mind is, how do consumers respond to marketing efforts that company might use? Each consumer may respond differently. And that's the reason why we need to understand and study consumer behavior. When we say consumer behavior, it refers to the buying behavior of final consumer. When I say final consumer, he is the end user. That means he is purchasing goods for himself for being consumed and not for gifting anyone or for anyone else. So whatever he purchases is meant for personal consumption. So his buying behavior is important for a marketer to understand. Why we need to study consumer behavior? Because any business you take is incomplete without a customer or a consumer. Again, as I discussed in the previous slide, there is a difference between a customer and a consumer. Customer is someone who purchases a good from retail or wholesale for either his own consumption or personal use, or it can be for anyone else. But when we say consumer, he is the end user of the product who finally consumes the product. Why we need to understand the behavior? Because until and unless we understand our consumers well, we will not be able to plan strategies accordingly. Moreover, today's customer is evolved customer. Probably we can say that consumer or a customer is better acquainted with the surroundings, with what's available new as compared to the marketer who is offering it, because he may be availing the same services from 10 other marketers. So today's customer is evolved, and is evolved with time, learning, exposure and experience, and that cannot be taken for granted. So you need to understand your customer, his needs effectively. Knowing consumer behavior also helps in understanding the need of the customer, which are ever changing and very, very dynamic. When we say dynamic, the needs may change in a day's time, in an hour's time, in a month's time, in 15 days' time. So you need to be abreast with whatever the latest requirement of a customer is, because customer or consumer is never ever satisfied with whatever he gets. He wants something more, and with that something more, he needs are changing periodically, which needs to be taken into account. Sound understanding of consumer behavior is must, so that effective planning strategies, marketing strategies can be implemented for a segment which you have selected as your customer or consumer. Once you understand the consumer behavior, probably you will be able to develop a product which would match up with the need and requirement of the consumer, as compared to you offer a product where the need may be lacking completely. So a consumer behavior should have some kind of a weightage whenever you develop a product, because ultimately the consumer is going to use it, buy it and consume it. As I said earlier, we can very well plan marketing strategies based on different consumer behavioral pattern once we understand their exact needs, and customer groups can be identified, which will ultimately help us in achieving customer satisfaction, which is the primary rule of any marketer or primary rule for any business. Because whatever we plan, we do, we implement, it is meant for one thing, as customer satisfaction. Having understood why we need to study satisfaction or consumer behavior, we go on to the factors which affect behavioral pattern of a consumer. Experts have classified these factors into 4 categories. Such categories are cultural factors, social factors, personal factors, and psychological factors. We are going to look at each one in detail. When we say cultural factors, culture plays a great role in anyone's life, in their decision making process, the way they dress up, the way they think, the way they eat food, and their lifestyle, and ultimately using or buying any product. So we have to understand what kind of impact culture has on consumer behavior, and hence we need to understand what are the different cultural aspects which influence buying behavior. So the values, the perception, the lifestyle, the upbringing, the thought process, everything contributes to something called as culture. And culture of one destination may be different, culture of one population may be different from other, culture of few people may be different from that of others. And unless and until we study this in depth, we will not be able to make the plan the strategies, rather develop a product and make it available and plan the marketing strategies accordingly. But when we look at culture, it's a broader term to be used, and hence as a marketer you need to go little in depth and look at the subculture also. Subculture is group of people with shared value systems, having similar kind of thought processes, lifestyle, perception, values you can say, and who are together. So it can be region based or caste based. For example, we have a caste system here. Probably you must have seen that there is a behavioral change, the behavioral difference, I would say, in behavior of a particular caste, let's say Brahmin, from that of any other caste. Or region based, a Hindu may have a different need from that of a Christian community, or that may or from a Muslim community. So in subculture, people with similar thought process have to be studied well in consumer behavior. Because if you look at culture can be of India, but when you talk about regional states, each state, or in fact every 100 kilometers, the language changes in India, and hence the culture changes in India. So that kind of subculture has to be considered, along with social class, where people within a social class tend to exhibit similar buying behavior. For example, people with one kind of occupation, let's say from corporate sector, people in corporate will behave differently as compared to people from a housewife segment, if you look at. Or it will also depend upon your educational level, the income which you draw, your spending capacity, the wealth which you have probably inherited or self-earned, whatever it is. But all these contribute to something called as social class. In India, when we talk about social class, it can be divided into upper class, upper middle, middle lower, and lower class, and lower also it could be. And now you have something called as below poverty line. So you have different social class. At the same time, based on your status in the society, you may have elite class, you may have middle class, you may have a budget class or economic class sort of a people in the society as such. So each may have a different need. May is a wrong word. Each will have a different need which needs to be carefully thought of. So this is cultural factors affecting consumer behavior. What about social factor affecting consumer behavior? When we talk about social factors, 3 important factors which contribute to social factors. The first one is the group you want to, or you would like to belong to, or you belong to rather. So your group influences your buying decision to a great extent. So membership group and reference group. So when we talk about membership group, that means you are a member of any particular group, and that changes your behavioral pattern. For example, if you're a member of Lions Club or a Rotaract Club, probably your thought process changes, may be influenced by people who are also part of that group, and you may behave differently from any other group. And reference group, you change yourself to be in that group. For example, if you want to join Oberoi's, let's say, for your career, okay, and then you need to groom yourself, you need to change yourself, you need to change your attitude when you want to be there as Oberoi's, okay. So that is the thing, and hence your buying needs, your thought process, everything changes accordingly. What is the next social factor which affects consumer behavior? And that is family. Now in Indian culture, I'm focusing on Indian culture morely because you will be able to understand it in better way. We have a huge family. We used to have joint families now, but we have nuclear families. When we used to have joint families, probably our needs were different, our buying behavior was different, it was very very limited, and it was the entire focus was on need based purchase rather than luxury based purchase. With changing scenario, with a lot of nuclear families and both the husband and wife earning, probably that has influenced or that has changed the buying needs or change in the needs of the product which you use. But as a marketer, my role would be I'll be more interested that who in the family is more contributing to purchasing or buying things. For example, in a family you have a husband, wife and kids. Who amongst these can be an influencer, can be a buyer, and can be a user? Usually you must have seen that wives are after their husband to buy something, and they influence husband to buy something. Wives are direct buyers also, because most of the shopping you would know that is done by wives in the family, and husbands are rarely there to do any sort of shopping except for paying for it, whatever they have shopped. They can be considered as user, whereas kids also can be considered as influencers, because you must have seen the ad of McD or McDonald's where they had come up with the toys with Happy Meals. Now the purpose of that toys or Happy Meals was not to promote those toys, but because of that kids started influencing their parents. They started forcing their parents to go to McDonald's during happy hours or to have that Happy Meal, so that they can get that toy associated with it. So they were influencing the buying decision. So from a marketer's point of view, I need to understand, if you have a family, what role is played by each family member, ultimately leading to buying behavior or consumer behavior. Once we understand groups and families, next very important is the role and status which is associated with a person. When we say roles and status, what do we mean by this? One person may perform different roles at a given point of time, okay, and hence their needs will change with a changing role which they are performing, and to their status level also they will be having a different buying need. For example, if I am in the role of a facilitator or a teacher, my requirement would be going for these kind of AV products, my going for internet connection, going for laptops, going for books. And the moment I come home, my needs changes to buying grocery, buying vegetables, and making sure that things are there in the house. So my buying needs change with my changing role in a day. What about status? Status also changes your buying behavior to a great extent, which we need not discuss it, because everyone is aware that with status your buying behavior or consumer behavior changes. With status at higher level or elite class, you start preferring products which are little expensive towards luxury category, and overcome the low budget. You don't want to buy low budget products anymore because it's not associated or suitable for your status as such. Alright, so this becomes the social factor which influences your buying behavior. Now next we come to what is the personal factor which affect consumer behavior. So this is the third factor which affects consumer behavior. When we talk about personal factors affecting, we can categorize them into two categories. factors which are called as personal influences and something which is called as lifestyle identification, which means when we talk about personal influences, anything which is associated with self, such as age and family life cycle stage, changes your buying behavior. With the change, like for instance, if I say age and family life cycle stage, if I'm in a family, the infant is there, I will go for products such as baby food and other things. But as the child is growing, my habit becomes different, or the person starts changing their buying eating habits, and hence the need changes. And the family life cycle stage, which stage you are in the family life cycle, changes your buying behavior completely. As an adult, as an adolescent, as a young kid, as an infant, my needs are absolutely different, and that needs to be understood by the marketer. As discussed earlier, the occupation changes your buying needs, because when you are in a particular occupation, your friend circle, your peer, your colleagues, everyone influence your buying decision, and to match up with the status of that particular occupation, you need to change your buying behavior. Next is the economic situation of the consumer or the customer also influences your buying behavior to a great extent. Now comes personality and self-concept. So when we talk about personality and self-concept, we are a different personality. For example, if you look at personality of Asians, or let's say Indians, our personality is towards saving and not of spending. Many times we get confused between what is personality. Personality is not the appearance of the person, not the external look of the person. Personality is his thought process, his attitude, and his behavioral aspect. Everything contributes to his personality. So I may have so my personality as an Indian may be towards saving, and as a European personality, their tendency is towards spending money. So for a marketer, I'm not of any use to him. Probably a European marketer would be of much more use, because they are ready to spend money. So I need to understand what are the personal factors which influences buying behavior of a person, the personality of a person, or like even as a personality, I can give example. If you look at the car range, or if you want to buy a vehicle, now you must have seen that as per the personality, people choose a vehicle. Like for example, a Range Rover can be selected by someone who is very macho type, or who wants to have adventure, etc. And someone who is very feminine and delicate may go for a car meant for such kind of a category. So this is what influences a buying behavior. What is lifestyle identification? The activities, interests, and opinions. For example, the activities you are involved with, your lifestyle. For example, if you are a trekker, your activities are different. If you are a sports person, your activities are different, and from that of a common man, and hence your liking is different, and your behavioral pattern will be different, because it is as per your interest that you will be buying the product. As per your interest, you can categorize people, because if you talk about a tourist may visit a place just to see the monument, or to enjoy the food over there, or to just have relaxed and enjoy the climate. So the interest can be different, and hence you need to understand why a person is visiting a tourist destination. Okay. And next, the opinion plays a very crucial role. It is very, very, very difficult to change anyone's opinion as per se. So when you have a strong opinion about something, for example, if I say no, meat is not good to be eaten, I will not eat meat, irrespective of however much you market the product, and however much you bombard me with the advertisements and so on. So opinions are strong, which are very difficult to change, which needs to be looked into. So these are the personal factors which affect consumer behavior as such. Next comes psychological factors. What are psychological factors? There are four prime factors which are associated as psychological factors: motivation, As you can see in the picture, a very nice image which suggests what motivation can be. I can do it. That means it motivates you to do something. It's a level next to the need achievement. Okay, so what is perception? Perception is how you look at things. So motivation, perception, learning, and beliefs and attitudes are the four core areas which changes your buying behavior or your thought process completely. Many times we have seen we have seen that many advertisements are created, and probably looking at the ad you get motivated to buy something. So that motivation level is achieved. Now perception is whether the glass is full or half filled, whether the 6 is 6 or 9 as the picture indicates. Perception is how you look at things. If you perceive anything to be good and next person doesn't perceive that to be good, both are right at their own place, because the perception is different for each one and it cannot be standardized, it cannot be individualized, it has to be individualized, sorry. Next is learning. Learning is what? Learning is a change in your thought process which has come due to acquiring knowledge, acquiring skills, acquiring wisdom. And beliefs and attitudes are your upbringing, strong beliefs about something, and attitude which you have, which usually in many terminologies is said as positive or negative attitude. So beliefs and attitudes are important consideration for consumer behavior. We'll look at it in detail. When we talk about motivation, it refers to an activated state within a person that leads to goal-directed behavior. That means the behavior takes you to a direction, and it consists of drives, urges, wishes, or desires that initiate the sequence of events leading to a particular behavior of a person. Belief can be described as a descriptive thought about something based on real knowledge, opinion, or faith. Whatever your upbringing is, whatever values which have been inculcated in you, probably your belief and attitude comes from there. Okay, so it's an inbuilt process. So external influence cannot change or may not change your beliefs and attitude. Attitude is can be a statement which describes a person's evaluations, feelings, and tendencies towards an object or an area. Next comes learning. Whenever there is a change in an individual's behavior which arises out of experience, acquiring knowledge or skills, it is considered as learning. You have learned something, you are happy about it, and most of the human behavior is learned over time out of experience. For example, you visit a nice restaurant and then you come and talk about this restaurant or your experience to others, and that is a learning for you and maybe learning for others, because they may start believing in you and would like to try the product which you have already praised of. What is perception? Perception is selecting, organizing, and interpreting information in such a way to produce a meaningful experience of the world, and that is called as perception. Selecting, organizing, and interpreting information. That means whatever information you receive, you decode it, interpret it in your own way. It is based on your thought process, upbringing, and so on, and then you perceive it to be right or wrong, and then you behave accordingly, and that plays a very important. So these four factors, we will go back again to these four factors. How does it influence buying behavior? Why it is important for any marketer to think of it? Because we need to understand what motivates people to purchase. What would motivate people to purchase? What is their perception about any particular product which you are offering? Whether it will be accepted as good, not accepted as good product, whether they will be able to consume it, whether they will never ever consume it, will all depend on the perception about your product in consumer's mind. If your consumer has learned something negative we talk about social reviews and so on, that social reviews immediately have a psychological impact on you, and these remarks, helps you in deciding whether to go for the product or not to go for the product. And that is called as learning which has come from social reviews and social media. And this is very, very crucial for a market to understand, because all these factors, ultimately your beliefs and attitudes, how strong they are, whether you are ready to change, whether you are not ready to change, all these factors will influence your buying behavior ultimately. And hence consumer behavior psychological factors are very, very crucial, but at the same time very, very difficult to judge, because people will not open up immediately about their perception, motivation, learning, beliefs, attitude, and hence marketer has to dig into detail to find out about these facts. With this, we come to an end of this presentation on consumer behavior and the factors affecting consumer behavior. For this, I have used several references which I am grateful to, and Google Images, SlideShare, and Marketing for Hospitality and Tourism book by Philip Kotler, John T. Bowen, and James Markin, which has enabled me to gather information and present it right in front of you. So guys, thank you very much, and if you have any questions, you are most welcome to be, I would be more than happy to answer that, and you are most welcome to ask any questions if you feel necessary. And the quiz link is given in the description box of the YouTube. Please do not forget to solve the quiz which is given in the description box. So see you in the next lecture series. Until then, have a very nice day. Thank you.